have to listen to this. Driving down the road, and you can now see I no longer have that rattle. What's up everybody, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we're gonna be working on the Dodge Dakota RT, and if you guys are tired, maybe like me, of your tailgate rattling like your old lady's mattress, then this video is for you. So we have all the parts here. Ironically, it seems to be all Dorman parts. We got replacement latches, left, right, and also a tailgate bushing. Just to illustrate, here's our Dakota RT, and at this point in time, I have to listen to this. Driving down the road, and it's making me absolutely crazy. So whenever I hit any bumps, that is the type of noise I hear, and I am done with that. So I've already replaced one side of the bushing and on the actual hinge portion of it, but I do have to replace the other one. You can see that by right there. So if you do this on your truck, that's gonna be half your rattle there. If you look on this side, it's tight. So this is the side I've already replaced. This one I have to put on the new bushing to get rid of that. But the reason why I'm replacing the actual latches is you'll notice in here, and you'll see there is a little pad. Not only that, but if you look here, there's also a bushing here, and see how worn out that is? So that is also causing rattle in there. So the actual latch itself is worn out on both sides. So it's a little bit nitpicky, but if you guys are trying to restore your truck so it's actually sounding, you know, decent and not clanking going down the road, then this video is going to be for you. So first things first, let's loosen off these two bolts. So it's a Torx bit. We'll get the latch off. I'm going to see if we can do it without taking the actual back panel off, which is underneath this plastic bed liner deal here. So I'll loosen these two, see if I can access it. If not, we're gonna have to take off this as well. So there is a left and a right on these latches, you guys. So you're gonna have to be conscious when you order them to make sure that you either get both sides or you get the correct side that's worn out. So see here how tight that latch is, how this pin does not move whatsoever. Well, that's the ticket. It also comes with two brand new bolts as well. Ours are in pretty good shape since our truck doesn't have any rust down here in the south. But I'm gonna see, hopefully, if I can cheat this and not have to take off the whole back, because that will make this install much nicer and easier. So there's one bolt, and I'm gonna do one at a time, hopefully, so that the other cable on the other side can hold our tailgate. So I'll relieve the stress off it a little bit at least, but hoping that this is going to work out as such. So there's our two bolts. Let's see if we can get to it. And you guys can probably see it too. There is that little latch there. So it's the same as this. It's one of those kind of swivel things. So you could probably honestly get it if you really want to. Let's try just for fun. It's pretty basic. We're gonna flip this latch off and put our rod back in, and then we'll put this back on and see if we can latch it. Just for fun, we'll try it without taking the whole tailgate apart. One way to give yourself a bit more room is just use one of your bolts, stick it in here in the latch. So as you can see, the latch works this way. If you stick this in there, it happens to be the right size, it actually is gonna extend this out to give you a little bit more room in there. All right. Ice Cream Man even subscribed to our channel, you guys. So if you guys haven't clicked the subscribe button, do that right now. No lie, no lie. All right, so part of the reason why I was struggling is this is a Dorman, so usually quality parts, but see this little white thing, the clip? I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but the hole on that is a lot smaller than the original one, so I just swapped it over. So now I should be able to get this on, and I probably could have got it on without taking the middle latch apart. So I would recommend, if you guys are struggling like me, is to swap over your latch, assuming that's not broken. So let's go ahead and throw this on. All right, there we go. So it was much easier putting that other latch on, you guys. I would just go ahead and just cut to the chase. And we'll put the lock part on. There you go. So she's on, as you can hopefully see right there. So everything's in. You can take out our little bolt trick, and this should be able to fit in nicely now. we can tighten these two T45s back down. Oh, they're actually not T45s on this. I'll give you a smaller one. It's kind of strange. I might use originals then. They're both T45 on the original, so I can use original hardware. And it doesn't say made in USA on these, just FYI, but kind of your only option. There wasn't too many options when I was looking for this stuff, unfortunately. But it should be better than what I had for sure. So don't need to go crazy on these, but enough that she won't rattle. Let's move on to the other side. Okay, we're on the driver's side. You guys know the deal. Two T45s. Remove these, and we'll get to work. Push this rod out of here. Just gonna pull this latch out of here like so. Just squeeze it. Ta-da! We're gonna get our new latch. And like I said, I'm just gonna take this right out of here because I don't feel like fighting with it. So there we go. So now we can get this together without making ourselves crazy here. Okay guys, everything was going fairly smoothly, but I had to take this latch back out and I'll show you why. So see how it is returning by itself like that? Well, I had to put some lubricant on it because if you look at the original, the way it's supposed to work, and this friggin' million-year-old one, you close it, see how it springs back? You pull the latch and it springs and pops open, right? That's the way it should work. Well, now this one does work that way. So you close it, you pull it, and it springs open, right? Well, take a look at this one. This one does not return all the way. Look, it gets stuck. So this one's not too bad. The other one was even worse a second ago. But I had to lubricate all these pivot points on here to get it to free up. So watch, if I take our little multi-purpose lube here and I spray it, it's gonna start working as it should, which I don't think for a brand new part we should be having to do this, but if it solves my squeaking issue, I'm not gonna complain too much. But watch, look, now it fully comes back to where it should. So I don't know guys, it's what we're have to deal with. Dorman's usually some pretty good stuff, but like I showed you, unfortunately it's where she's made and it ain't too pretty. So let me throw that back together and I'll show you guys it working. Okay, now this is the way they work, or should work. So when you latch it, and these latches are super tight, you gotta push against that rubber part at the bottom there. So there's that one latched. Here's this one latched, and then when you pull the actual release, you see them spring up the way they should. So just make sure everything's working for you guys before you close your tailgate, because I would hate for you guys to have your tailgate jam or something silly like that. I don't know if it would, but just keep it in mind. And if you guys are wondering why I have this band clamp here, this is like, maybe I shouldn't tell you guys this, but it's kind of like a cheap anti-theft thing, because when you close it you can't get to this, and if somebody's trying to steal your tailgate, it's kind of hard to get to. So there's actually like official ones where it has a key on here, but this just makes it a little bit harder to, you know, run away with somebody's tailgate. So I'm gonna take this off so I can get to this bushing, and we'll replace that bushing which we have here. And all the parts that we have here, you guys, I'll leave it in the comments section down below and in the description so you guys can see what parts we're using. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this off and then we'll get to that bushing. Alright, so the bushing's in here, and just to make this a one-man job, I'm gonna show you. So here's the bushing. It's just this silly little cap, and what you have to do is just lift it off. So you kind of have to go up at like a 45-degree angle, lift up on your tailgate. You'll have to play with the angle, but there she is. There's that cap, the worn out one. We're gonna shove this new one over top. It's a much more snug fit, as you can probably see. And then we're gonna go ahead and drop our tailgate back over the top, like so, and that's it. So now our new bushing's in there, and you can see she's a lot more tight. So here's our old bushing. It actually has a Chrysler stamp on it, but I think they've since discontinued it. So now we should be able to close this and see what we got. Well guys, I promised I would keep it real with you guys, and I am not impressed by those Dorman ones. They were sticking, the actual like rod attachments like you saw didn't fit, and the end result is we have this rattle. So the actual latches themselves, once they're latched, are not snug. So watch, once this is latched, you still have all this play. So they're just a cheap unit. I think I'm gonna send them back, honestly. And if you guys think I'm being ridiculous, watch. If you walk over to Jason's truck, and his is old too, it's solid. So see how his doesn't have any of that play? That's what I was trying to achieve with mine, but we're not winning here. So I think I'm gonna take those off, you guys, and send them back, because like I said, the whole purpose was to get these to be tight. And look, it's not even latching. Oh, it's just, you guys saw right there, it's defective. Like, it's so weird. It doesn't always latch either. But once it does latch, see all that play? No bueno. If I do the same thing with the original latch, you can see it's tight. Might be worn out, but it is tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these back in, unfortunately. Like I said, I'll keep it real with you guys. These things are not cheap either. They're like 50 bucks a side. So I'm not gonna downgrade the truck for 50 bucks a side. That should not be that loose. All right guys, so it's actually the next day, and I've got that new bushing in here, and I put my stock latches back in, but you guys will notice, after tinkering with this for a little bit, you can now see I no longer have that rattle. And hopefully you guys can find some comedy in this, because I didn't know. I've been around trucks for a while, and I did not know this. Maybe you guys already know this, but regardless, here we go. See these posts here? They are actually adjustable. I thought it was just a bolt that went in and that was it. But this actually adjusts. So see that line there? You can actually adjust this in and out to give yourself more tension on the latch. And I guess it's partially to adjust the body lines too, but you can squeeze it up against these rubber stops. I'm missing one on this side, so I just put this kind of like foam padding here. I was missing this rubber stop, and I'm gonna go online and see if I can find it. But after adjusting them both inwards slightly, it's tightened up my tailgate. So now I don't have that rattling no more like I was complaining about. So now we're good to go, you guys. So all you do is just loosen them, and then you can move around those posts wherever you feel. I don't want to adjust it again because I already did, but take my word for it, just loosen it. You can move that post around wherever you need to, tighten up the tailgate so it's not rattling like mine was. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I can also do another video on adjusting that if you want, but I think it's pretty straightforward. You just loosen it, move it in a little bit more so you're pulling your tailgate a little bit tighter on the latches, and then your rattling goes away. So might have been able to solve it just by doing that, but anyways, I did find out that those Dorman latches are no bueno, so hopefully you guys can save yourself some money by not doing that. Those are going to go back because it really wasn't my fault, the fact that they don't work, they're defective, they don't latch, and the springs don't work on them. So learn from my experience, you guys. That's what this channel is all about. Make sure you give a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you guys on the next one.